Alright, this is Calibos, and we are playing Enigmatica 2. So, I've got the builder going, and I've got a pump here to, like, deal with stuff. So what I'm hoping is, as it runs into things, it will basically, you know, use up stuff. So lava, then water, then oil, then, you know, destabilized redstone, stuff like that. So this is basically pulling 5,000 RF a tick out. And the builder is claiming that it does not have enough power. That should indicate to you that it will simply use metric tons of power if you give it to it. So it will completely drain a power system, you know, given access to a full run. So the fact that this is throttling it at a mere 5,000 RF a tick is keeping me from completely running out of power. So that is a thing that you need to be aware of with these builders, is they are power hungry, and it uses a certain amount of power per block to pick everything up. And the amount of power it uses changes depending on what kind of block it is. So dirt and sand don't use very much, but obsidian uses quite a lot. Now, it doesn't care how much power you pump into it. So the more power you pump into it, the faster it works. So if you have a giant amount of power, then, you know, you are going to accidentally clear like giant swaths of the landscape. Now, I originally had the thought that we were going to get this going, and then I would do whatchamacallit, blood magic down here. So I'm still going to do blood magic down here, but I think that I just need to be making it myself, the space. So we're going to do that. Now, the downside is lava. There's a lot of lava at this level. So I'm going to have to manually clear a bunch of stuff to get all of this going. I'm not super excited about that. I mean, we can wait for the builder here, but honestly, you know, I really thought that it was going to be voiding things. Ooh, wait. We have the wrong quarry here. The wrong quarry. How could you guys let me make that mistake? I mean, totally my fault, but quarry. So we want this one. And we're basically going to look at the settings here. Box 256 by 256 by 256. Offset's 129. Offset is 128. We want to void these things really quick. So we'll do that. We're going to support preview. It looks good. And then we're going to turn the preview off. So now we're going to restart because it was replacing everything with dirt, and we don't want to replace everything with dirt. So also this is going to put significantly fewer things into the system. And hopefully voiding all of this stuff is now going to mean that it's not... Oh man, that it's not going to... Yeah, see, base cost is now down to 300 RF per tick, so we're not using nearly as much power. So lava, stabilize redstone. So let's extract, always active. So there we go. So now we've got destabilized redstone here. We're going to pull out all of that. So we're going to pull out empty. We want to put water in here. So we've got lava, lava, water. So we'd like the lava to not be in there. We'd also like water not to be in there. So we'll wait until this fills up again. So let's bump up to the surface and see if we can tell whether it's working or not. We'll do this. So this is the quarry. I don't see any signs of anything. It's totally going to wreck that pyramid over there. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see anything that leads me to feel that it's working yet. I mean, oh wait. Yeah. So this was the previous card. It was trying to put dirt where everything was. So we have hopefully stopped that nonsense. Oh my god, that's hilarious looking. Dirt trees. Oh man. So you can tell that it's totally doing stuff. It's a little weird, but it's doing stuff. So this is empty. Of, so, oh, we had to start it over. So it wasn't mining really for a second there. Alright, well, enough goofing around, I guess. Take one final look, make sure it's doing what I want it to do, where I want it to do it. But now we need to get into some blood magic. That's really creepy. The top of that just got shaved off. I wonder if it's working here. See any other things moving? So yeah, let's get into some blood magic. So to get into blood magic, we have blood magic. Is there blood magic? So the first thing we need to do is check mark this. Sigils, it'll give us some levels, potion of regeneration, and the sanguine scientium. Scientium? So we're going to grab that. I think it does. So for the most part, we're actually just going to be rocketing through blood magic. So we have a couple of things that we're going to be able to do. Mostly we're going to be building. Starting with the blood altar, that's the biggest thing. Wow, this goes way out to there. So yeah, we're going to start with the blood altar, and we're going to build I usually build 3 blood altars, and we don't want to build them there because they'll just go away. Home is astral sorcery. Which direction is home? Oh, there we go. So I kind of feel that, you know, maybe the elves, having been exposed to all of this power, have kind of gone dark. So let's go with that theme, and we are going to set up some blood altars here. Now, blood altars are pretty big. And I'm checking, that's what I'm doing now. So there are 6 tiers of blood altar. It is 23 by 23 by 9. So let us figure out where the corner wants to be. So let's put a corner here. I keep hitting the wrong button for the thing, so we're going to change the keys really quick. Controls. Journey map. Is it? Yeah, it's journey map. Journey map, there it is. Create waypoint, we set that to B. Then we show conflicts, keys B. And I really don't care about the backpack, so we're going to make that equals and move on with life. Alright. So it's 7, we're looking at 23. So that should be, and this in my mind is the true power of journey map right here. So 23. And then we basically are over here. So we want it to be 23 and 23. So it's roughly here. So this is how big one of the blood altars is going to be. And like I said, I typically build 3 of them. So I generally have one for collecting blood, one for charging my blood Wi-Fi, blood wireless, I don't know, the blood network. And then I have one set up for crafting. So it's not really challenging to make more than one, it's just time consuming. I mean, in a lot of cases, there's not difficulty, you know, unless you're fighting the Chaos Guardian or something like that. It's just time consuming. And I'm not super great at time consuming, honestly. So, blood altar, we'll make them 5 apart. Go down a little bit. Alright, so we'll say blood altar 2. So it should be 5 away from this one. So you guys won't have to watch most of the building. I mean, oh my gosh, this takes forever. So let's turn off the other waypoints. Off. Off, 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 all off. So that one's on, that one's on. There we go. I'll get this right eventually. 23. It can be a little bit tricky figuring out exactly where your corners are. Because if you go up, so this is math, and you know, I'm sorry if that offends people, but I kind of like math. I find it to be very cool and nifty. Probably makes me a geek or a nerd, I guess. A nerd. Geek specifically has to do with like fandoms rather than science. It is possible to be both, but typically. So anyway, if I do this, you'll notice that I am, come on, show me the height. I am roughly 8 meters, or I think. I have difficulty seeing that color. So, there we go, 10 meters, right? My height doesn't change, but as I come over here, it's 12 meters, 12 meters, 12 meters, 12 meters, 12 meters, 19, 23, 24, 25. Then I get into this thing, and it is 25 meters. If I drop, the distance drops again, and it goes down to 23 meters, because the distance is, you know, down and over. So straight line distance is the hypotenuse, which is, what is that, a squared plus b squared equals c squared? A squared would be straight down, b, you know, a is the distance down, b is the distance from there to there, and c is the distance from that point to where I am. So yeah, there you go, basic math, I'm sorry. I probably lost everybody who cared. Oh, it's you. Hi, you. Anyway, so we now have the second one mapped out. We need one more. I'm going to put it 5 away. So it's there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll say blood altar 3 corner. Then we'll head over this way. And we'll do one. I think it should be right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I should be here. Let's say. Then we can turn off 2s. Off, off. And I'll probably go through and delete those later. And then we go this way. So we go here. Mud, alter, 3 corner. Come on, go. There we go. 12. A little bit, and that corner. So it's not exactly perfect, it will line up, but we're basically building from those two all the way over here, and that's going to be our blood altars. Now, our crafting altar I typically put on the left, and our orb altar I'll typically put on the right, and our sacrifice altar, where we'll put all the blood in, is going to be in the middle. And that's typically the one that I start with. Now, depending on how into this we get, if we decide to automate blood magic, then what I will probably do is make additional altars from level 1 to 5, specifically for the purposes of the different slates, so that I don't have to do anything super complicated. And by that point, we'll just be able to be cranking out runestones, which are what we built blood altars out of. So first off, we're going to need a blood altar. That's crazy, right? We need a blood altar to make a blood altar. So we'll need 3 of these, and we're going to need to get demonic will. So demonic will, we need to kill a mob with a sentient weapon, or by throwing a snare at a mob and killing it while it has white particles. So we need to make some snares. So they're not super hard to make, which is good because we're going to need a lot of them. Get rid of some of this garbage that we're carrying around. So because of the way this is always daylight, we're actually going to have to go underground. So let's go back to our quarry. Now, conveniently, let's get rid of these. They're not on anymore. This quarry is on. Here. Quicksand. Who knew, right? Who knew? So let's do that. So what I'm kind of hoping is we're going to pump all the water out, and then we'll put quicksand in. Should be any second now. Okay, so now we do this, and we'll have quicksand. So once they have a liquid in them, do we have any more of these drums? Once they have a liquid in them, we shouldn't have to worry about them pumping the liquid out because it won't have anywhere to go. So we'll need some of these. And I'm making the really big ones because okay, we need making the really big ones because I have no idea how much we're going to be needing for this. All right, so once we get a new thing, we'll just pump it in there. But let us go. Got our rudimentary snare. Let's go look for monsters, like that one. Hey, monster. Now you don't always get the white particles. There we go. So now we have demonic will. We're going to need a little bit more, so we're just going to go get some more. Demonic will. Okay. So that's weird. So if we want a blood altar, so we have one, we need at least two more. Here, thing. Sorry, what I'm trying to do is fly just above the ground. It makes the travel faster. My patience is pretty slim as far as waiting for things. Okay, there's usually a couple of monsters in here. Oh, there's one. Hey, zombie. There we go. We got another will. And we're just gonna make another blood altar really quick. So you'll notice that it had a quality indicator, and it was a number, and it was different on both. So quality can be important. It's basically the power of the demonic will. When we get into doing transmutations in this, you'll see exactly what that means. And I think that the bell rang, and I didn't notice because I got so excited with stuff. So we've got 2 of our 3 blood altars. I'm gonna end it here, and I'll make the last blood altar. You've seen how it's made. It's pretty simple. You've seen how to make demonic will. So yeah, there's a bat. If you liked it, leave a like. If you don't. Simple as that. Questions, comments, concerns can all go below. Have a great night.